Hello everyone, welcome back for more Let's Play Watergate, the 100% historically accurate... Okay, I am lying now. I think we figured that out by now. So, you remember how I'm also lying? Yeah, we have to go talk to the chief now. I'm pretty sure we do anyway. We tell Bradley about our conversation with Dahlberg. Nice work, he said. We'll need someone to confirm the story. Let's get going, Bernstein says. I gotta use the can. Ah, stay classy there, Bernstein. But let's go let him do what he needs to do. We pick up the magazine. It's a hardcore pornographic periodical featuring ethnic women pooping on each other. Someone must have left it in here. Probably Charles Krauthammer. You absentmindedly leaf through the pages. There's an obscene photo of a woman deep-throating a man. Gee, you say to yourself, I wish there was somebody who could help me with this Watergate story. You flip to a picture of Linda Lovelace. She stars in a movie about a woman whose throat is endowed with an impressive depth. There's a picture of her placing a man's member deep in her throat. The movie is called Deep Throat. If only there was someone I could talk to in the U.S. government, possibly in the executive branch. You flip to a picture of Henry Kissinger and Augusto Pinochet. Of course, you exclaim. Deep Throat! Mark Felt, known colloquially as Deep Throat, is the Associate Director of the FBI. He's helped you with stories in the past. He's much more helpful than your other source in the Bureau, Turkey Slap. You put down the magazine and jot down the note before you forget it. So yeah, we don't need that anymore. Hopefully I won't have to censor that. So anyway, let's go back to our office and see if we can get a hold of Felt. Mark Felt. Mark Felt, please, you say to the operator, at the FBI. Please hold while I try that number. After a few moments, Felt answers the phone. Hello? It's Woodward, you say. Listen, I wanted to ask you about Watergate. He interrupts you. I'm not talking to you about that. But you talked to me about Wallace. Never about Watergate. There's a brief silence. Don't ever call me again, Felt says, and the line goes dead. Well, unfortunately, that seems to have dried up. There's not much use in hanging around here for now. Let's go back home for a minute. Get the mail. That good stuff there. Actually, I wonder if our chief has anything to say about this. Probably not, but I'll still look anyway. Yeah, he just tells us, why don't we go home and get some rest? So yeah, that's your chief, giving you a fairly non-vague hint there anyway. So let's go home. Let's do what he says. Use mullets. Hey, and something has changed. The day's newspaper delivery slid under the door. We pick up the Washington Times, reading the most important story in the paper. After we finished Wizard of Id, we notice that a small envelope has dropped to the floor. An envelope, huh? Mysterious envelope. We open the envelope and find a typewritten letter. It reads Woodward. This is you-know-who. If you want to talk about you-know-what, signal me by moving your flower pot to your windowsill. I'll meet you at the garage on 1401 Wilson Boulevard. Top secretly yours, Deep Throat. It's written on stationery that reads, from the desk of Mark Felt. You circle the address, 1401 Wilson Boulevard. Well, that was easy. So, what take it. No. Okay. Oh yeah. None of the normal options. We have to move the thing. There we go. I forgot how picky it was at points. Just like old Shadowgate, though. That's kind of what they were going for. Have to move the plant, though. You can't just pick it up. No, you have to move it. So, let's see. Use the Deep Throat message. We arrive at the parking garage on Wilson Boulevard in Rosslyn. We hand the driver the fare and step out of the cab. Let's look around to see if anything... Oh, yeah, spooky, dimly lit parking garage. The old taxi. We walk into the parking garage. Mark Felt, aka Deep Throat, awaits in the shadows smoking a cigarette. Thanks for meeting me, you say. I want to talk to you about Watergate. Deep Throat replies, Sphinx-like and cryptic. To obtain the answers you seek, you must solve this riddle before I leak. He then recites the following. Your deepest secrets, I know them all. Camelot's prince at my beck and call. Clad in lipstick and a skin-tight dress, my identity is what you must guess. Who am I? Well, those of you that know something about other directors of the FBI, specifically one fairly odd little guy, and not for his tendency to be a cross-dresser. He was odd in many other ways. Or if you've seen the movie Clue, you might actually know this. But he's talking about a guy named J. Edgar Hoover. And we just happen to have a Hoover vacuum here, which solves his riddle. Congratulations, you've solved my riddle, Deep Throat says. I can now tell you what I know. He takes a lengthy drag from his cigarette and exhales a cloud of carcinogens. And by the way, that bit about J. Edgar Hoover being a crossdresser, I want to say that that's true, but it may not be. That may have just been a rumor that I've been taking as true. But yeah, it was widely circulated that J. Edgar Hoover was a crossdresser. That's what the last half of that riddle was all about. So, yeah. The more you know, huh? This was more than just a single burglary, he says. This was part of a larger scheme. This administration has bugged, forged letters, investigated Democratic private lives, planted spies, stole documents, all to destroy any threats to the president. Muskie, Ellsberg, Kennedy, and money laundering and slush funds paid for it all. My God, he say. Deep Throat leans in close and whispers, from top to bottom, this whole business is a Haldeman operation. He ran the money. The whole U.S. intelligence community is mixed in with the covert activities. The extent of it all is incredible. It all goes all the way up to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. With trembling figures, you jot down the note. 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. One last thing, Deep Throat says. Your lives are in danger. What? Say. What do you mean? Deep Throat tosses a smoke bomb and disappears in the haze. Farewell, says Deep Throat. You will never see me again. The smoke dissipates, and you see him catching a bus. So yeah, this goes all the way to the White House. So we need to go to the White House. Pretty obviously. So... But first, just because I want to stretch this out a little bit, let's go see what our boss has to say about this. Here's his advice for us. Join the Nintendo Fun Club today, Woodward. So yeah, he is useless. Once we get to this point, he's kind of useless. We've got to figure it out as we go. Granted, not that difficult so far, as you noticed. So let's go ahead and head towards the White House. We arrive at the White House entrance on Pennsylvania Avenue. We hand the driver the fare with a generous tip and step out of the cab. And we have 3 places we can try to go here. It appears to be a high-tech IBM laser ID scanner. A sign reads, Authorized White House personnel, place your hand here to enter. I've heard about these machines, Bernstein said. It scans your DNA. Unless you're a member of the Nixon family, there's no way we can get in. Okay. South Portico of the White House. South Portico. We walk down Pennsylvania Avenue. Starry is the night. Lovely view of the Washington Monument and the Potomac River. Let's examine. A quote-unquote lady of the evening looking for quote-unquote business opportunities. Good evening, you say. Looking for a good time, she asks. I beg your pardon. Blowjobs for 5, 10 for a throw, she says. Well, I don't know if we need to do this, but we get what we deserve. We offer the prostitute a $5 bill. Are you a cop? She asks, eyeing you with suspicion. If you're a cop, you have to tell me. I'm not a cop, you say. She reluctantly stuffs the bill into her cleavage and goes down on you. We have gained syphilis. Let's see, any more? Don't we have a president to bring down? Ah, we have now gained syphilis. We enter a cemetery. An owl hoots in the distance. The tombstone reads, Here lies General Parkler, Company G, 95th Illinois Infantry, Civil War, 1844 to 1915. The tombstone reads, Here lies Checkers Nixon, 1955 to 1964. And of course we have to check this one. The tombstone's text is obscured by ivy. So let's move the ivy. Can't move there. Okay. Nope, won't need that, but let's see here. Let's use the shovel and see if it'll let us clear it away. Nope. However, we have a shovel. Let's start digging up graves, huh? We dig a hole at the grave. You knock down the ivy obscuring the tombstone, revealing the text. Here lies Woodward and Bernstein. What the hell, you say, as G. Gordon Liddy leaps out from behind and fires 3 bullets into your back. Ha ha ha! Liddy says while burying you alive. You have fallen for my elaborate and implausible trap. Yeah, that happened. Anyway, we're back here. We still have our syphilis, which I guess is good. Checkers Nixon, the dog. So let's see if we can grave rob a little bit. No? Oh yeah, we gotta use the ground right in front of it. Come on. Thank you. You dig a hole at the grave, and an undead corpse springs out from the dirt. He devours your face and chomps into your larynx, rendering your futile screams mute. Or mute. Either one works, really. It's a sad thing your journalism career ends here, too. So let's go back this way. We're going to use the shovel. We dig a hole. 6 feet under, we find a miniature dog-sized casket. We open it, revealing the remains of Checkers Nixon. We have to take the remains. And maybe you figured out why we need those remains. The ID scanner. We have to be a member of the family. So... we place the tiny corpse under the ID scanner. The lasers scour the bones, and after a moment, the gates open. The irony of breaking into a building to investigate a break-in eludes you. So let's go. We enter the west wing of the White House and walk into the Roosevelt room. It's eerily quiet. The Oval Office is up ahead. The portrait of Theodore Roosevelt, titled Rough Rider, was painted by Polish painter Todd Stejka. It hangs above the fireplace mantel. So, we've made it into the White House. So, I think one more video should be enough to finish off this short little flash game. But I will need to take another video just in case the end sequence really makes me struggle. But for now, I'm calling it. When we return, we finish off this whole Watergate investigation from inside the White House. So until then, take care, folks. See you later.